Today we're going to be taking a look at this iPad Air 4. It's got an issue with charging. I'm going to walk you through my process of diagnosing and fixing that. Let's get started. First thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get out my tester and we're going to run a test and we're going to see what the charge port is telling us. And everything is actually saying that it is good. So when I go to plug it in, let's see what we get. Oh, I got a charging symbol for a split second there. And we get it, kind of. If I hold it right here, we're getting it. So it's actually coming on, but I think we're still gonna have an issue. The story behind this is the port got wet and it stopped charging, and we actually aren't charging. Let's flip this over. Sometimes it only charges in one direction. We might be able to get it to stay on, but yeah, the port got wet, it stopped charging, it drained all the way to where it was dead, and then it wouldn't charge. And we got a charging symbol. It's at 1%. It's staying on. All right, it's been about 5 minutes, and we actually did go up to 2. That is very slow. If I flip this around, we still aren't charging. So this does have a charging issue that we need to address. Hopefully it's something as simple as a charge port, but we will only know once we get in there. Yeah, we are still plugged in, back down to 1% and not charging. I flip this over, it's gonna say it's charging, but we're still only 1%. So let's open this guy up. We'll power it off. I'll take my iSlack Evo, put a little bit of compression down on the side, and you can start to see that it wants to lift a little bit. So I'm gonna lock that in place and then slowly cut with this piece of plastic, the adhesive. You can see how quickly, and I'm the first one in this iPad, I can tell. And I continue slicing down this side. Now you can heat these up if you really like to, but I don't. I can avoid it. It just takes too much time and it cools down way too quick. And if you leave it unattended at the wrong temperature, you can get warpage in the backlight. And I just fly through these with this technique, so do with that what you will. It's been maybe a minute and I'm already 2 sides down, so now we'll come to the top and then we'll cut through the top as well. Then we can slice to the side. There we go. And now we can open it up. I want to get this display off so I can handle the inside better. All right, now we can fold this out like that. The display is off. Let's take a look first at the charge port. We will want to isolate the battery before we do much, but I'm assuming we're going to find some corrosion down on the charge port. Peel up the little spacer here, peel up that little sticker, flip up the flap, disconnect that guy, add some isopropyl alcohol to the underside of the flex, and then we'll carefully wedge under the flex. And let's take a look closer at this charging port. So looking at it closely, the pins are there's some oxidation happening and there's a bunch of corrosion between them. Let's go ahead and take the motherboard out real quick. Got the battery screw, got that screw in the shield, this one as well. There's a bunch of flex cables and things we need to keep track of, and some hidden flexes. Now we can add some isopropyl alcohol, help loosen up the adhesive that holds down the motherboard. And we need to be careful with this flex cable. It jets out here to this little daughter board. I'll slide my tweezers in there, no sharp edges on it. I'll gently lift and wait for things to release, not forcing it too much. Alcohol typically doesn't fix your problems in life, but it definitely helps with electronic repairs. All right, now that that's up, we gotta carefully work this flex off without tearing it. Soldered to the board there. I'm just gonna walk this up to the edge there and then gently pry at this area. And then out comes the motherboard. You can see the oxidation and the corrosion. It's not crazy, but I don't trust it. So we're gonna go ahead and remove this real quick. We'll bring it up to soldering temperature and pop it away. And it actually looks okay, but I don't trust. It actually looks not half bad, but I don't want to trust it, especially with the way that it looks on the edge here as stuff dives under the edge of the metal there. So what I'll do is we're just going to replace the entire charge port assembly. Peel up this black sticker here. Now what I like to do is we'll add a bit of flux. I'll come in with my soldering iron, and we're going to add some low melt solder to all of these pads. This is going to drastically lower the melting point of each one of these pads, ensuring that I don't have any issues when it comes time to to desolder them. So just gonna really let those melt together, back and forth, make it nice and shiny. And now we're gonna suck it all up. Got some wick here. It's pretty saturated, so I'm probably gonna need a new piece in a second. I'm gonna try to get all of the solder out from even under the pads. Now I'm gonna come in again with some melt, flood it. Now when I come in with my hot air, it'll wanna come up real nice and quick. Just like that. All right. Take some isopropyl alcohol and let's thoroughly clean up the area. I quickly suck up all of the solder. We'll clean up all of the adhesive as well. Get out a brand new flex, add flux, and we're gonna come in and add some solder. And this one has nice little holes, windows that you can look for the little squares on them. So we'll line up the square inside the hole there. Once you've got one side lined up, then we're gonna jump over to the other side. And it's pretty close. Pivot it just a little bit, and then we'll just float it all into place. Dragging. So we'll clean this up nicely, get rid of all of that flux. Get nice and shiny. And doesn't that look so much better? Yeah, I trust that a heck of a ton more than that right there. All right, let's go ahead and test the new port. Obviously we had all good readings before, so let's see if we still have all good readings now. And we do. The final test before we know if we're gonna have to dive onto the board is whether or not it charges both directions and actually charges without dying. All right, we've got everything connected sufficiently. Just need to reconnect the battery. And now we can plug it in and test it. Let's see. We should automatically get an Apple logo, which we do. It says we're charging at 2%. Let's flip this around. And we are still charging at 2%. We'll give this a half an hour or so to charge, and we'll see where we're at that point. All right, so it's safe to say, given that I'm on a slow charger right now, that we are charging at a decent rate. I'm glad that it was only the charge port. It's crazy to see what the smallest amount of liquid can do to one of these iPads. And now we are at 100% charged.